Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming back. And for those who are new, thank you for joining. Remember that these are general messages. Not everything will resonate with everyone. And that all the messages on this channel are timeless. So please lovingly take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm going to go ahead and begin. I wanted to come in here and shuffle, and I picked up my angel deck, and so I thought, let's see what the angels have to say. What do the angels have to bring in for this new moon energy that's coming in? Oh, okay. So we have number 20. This is Kyriel, beloved angel of the choir. Magic, intuition, wisdom, soothing sounds, ocean tides, going places feared and untread. I show how to overcome fears through self-confidence and following the wisdom found within your heart. The stone is ocean jasper any day and dive deep. And we have Angel Zadkiel. This is number 12. And it is Angel of Mercy. Forgiveness ends estrangement, alignment, solutions, peaceful compromise, releasing pain. I help you forgive past wrongs to help clear energetic blocks and transmute any negativity with the violet flame. And its stone is blue agate, 6 to 12 months, and give it time. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Sabriel, angel of impossible miracles, swift, astonishing surprises, miracle cures, spark of wonder, rapid healing, vitality. Call on me when you need an impossible miracle, and I will set a series of events into motion to bring it about. This is Bloodstone, many timelines, and surprises. And the middle of the deck, we have Hamatel, angel of logic and perseverance, responsibility, development, precision work, harvest, order, intellect, and details. I help you reap the harvest of your full potential through a deliberate process of development. So, I couldn't help but this one stood out with number 11. This is Angel of Divine Partnerships, and then life lessons too. So what I'm really picking up here is it sounds and feels like to me that there is a collective that is being guided spiritually by their intuition, possibly through those signs, symbols, and synchronicities that we receive, to go within, right? To face those fears that have not yet been faced, to release them, to find that forgiveness within ourselves, right? And it's like someone who is waking up, accepting responsibility for their choices. You know, what I get here is it's like someone who has, or those times where we make choices and then we kind of like judge ourselves, right? Maybe for being too quick to fire, being angry, and it's like having made decisions that affect other people, right? And releasing anywhere we have judged ourselves harshly or accepted the judgment of others. A lot of times we can judge ourselves looking back in the way that we acted or the way we spoke or the way we felt or perceived things. And it's accepting responsibility for our actions, but it's like there's this impossible miracle, right? So it's almost like whatever this is, it's so deep that it may feel like it's impossible to overcome. Whatever the challenge is, whatever, going places feared and untread, it's almost like some may feel as though it's impossible to get out of certain situations, certain experiences, mindsets, patterns, beliefs, choices. But the angels are coming in and saying that it is possible. It's like believing in miracles. And this time of the year, and I'm no astrologer, so please forgive me for not getting too detailed on these things. But, there are certain times of the year when miracle energy just consistently comes up, right? It just consistently keeps appearing for people in the cards. And when I check the astrology, from what I receive, I feel like this time moving forward, like over this next week or so, maybe toward the end of May, that it's like the planets are all aligned for that miracle energy. And miracle energy can come in quick, it can come in swift, it can come in sudden. It can bring about realizations, those aha moments, those revelations that bring an almost instantaneous healing to whatever the situation is. So I feel like that's probably the core of the message, is that the angels are letting us know that no matter how hard it is, no matter how deep we seem or appear to be in a situation or an experience, that just bringing in that self-love, giving ourselves time, accepting, who we are as we are, forgiving, whatever judgments we've placed on ourselves or accepted from others, taking time, right, to see from a different perspective, to bring in that self-care. And we do have Gemini here on this number 12 card. We also have Mercury. I can't see some of these symbols, so forgive me if I can't. And I hadn't looked to see where Mercury is, but we also have Chiron here also. So this is really healing those deep wounds, right? The wounds that we came here to heal. It's like where we've held on to this perception of who we are or our role in this world or in this experience. So I'm going to pull a couple cards and just see if we can get some clues. they're really wanting us to release that pain, without judgment. It's like coming out of this dark place, right? These places where no one really feared to tread, no one would tread. It's like I get blazing your own trail, right? And sometimes things don't look the way that we expect them to, and we kind of take that on as something that we've done wrong, right? But they're really wanting us to get another perspective of that, right? It's like those things that we've tried to let go of time and time and time and time again. Um, it's those habits in our thinking and our choices and our daily experience. I I kind of pick up, like, just to use an example, those addictions, right? Those really strong addictions, whether it be alcohol, whether it be relationships, whether it be tobacco, whatever it is, whether it be, you know, the choices we make and the people, places, and things around us that it's like we've tried to quit. We've tried to walk away so many times to the point that now it feels like it's impossible, and we've almost judged ourselves because here we are again. And so the angels are saying, call us, right? Call on us, because they can't interfere with free will, but they can respond to our request. And so it's like, don't forget that higher power within you, that oversoul, your angels, your guides, source, right? They are all there to assist you. And this is a time for miracle energy. And I feel a lot of confidence here. Responsibility, development, precision, work, harvest, order, intellect. Yeah, but I feel like there's going to be some confidence that comes through this, where what you thought was once impossible to obtain, right? It's through this self forgiveness. It kind of lights up, right? The sun comes out, and it's realizing that we have everything we need to overcome whatever it is and to move forward. And this miracle energy, I feel like it's going to clear that ick, right, from our path, open up those doors with great speed. Yeah, with great speed. So let's see. Beloved angel of the choir, music, frequency music, sound healing that may help, right? Bring some inner peace, regulate the system, bring in some grounding. Okay, this is heartbreak. What else comes? We have Gemini, Taurus, Sagittarius. And see if we get anything else. Still wanting to pop out of here. And one more. I will do one more. Yeah, this is really going to change how we see ourselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. And bring in deeper connections. Yeah. This is really cutting cords with the past, right? Those things that have held us back, releasing those sorrows, those heartbreaks, that grief. And this may have been with an earth energy, really wanting us to bring in that grounding. It may have been someone who was possessive or materialistic, or even someone who was like a codependent type of relationship. Mm. And then we have forgiveness, right? It may have even been family or someone that you would think of as family. There was a lot of hard work put into this. This is devotion. It's almost like letting go of those unhealthy relationships and bringing in that effort and that diligence and that devotion into those relationships that help us grow, right? This is family. It could be parents, children, siblings. It's loyalty, commitment, trust, affection, support systems right after the broken heart, right? Right after that separation. It may have even felt devastating. You may have felt let down. And this is a really common energy that I'm picking up here for the last, well, more than a week, couple of weeks, even longer. But they're really wanting you to use your curiosity, right? To look into those curiosities. It's like making yourself the rabbit hole and finding that abundance within, that fertility. This is someone who is very fertile, actually. I'm being called to remember this. It's the parable of the seed, right? Where we plant our seed, whether it be on rocky ground, whether it be on dry ground or fertile ground, right? And so it's like recognizing the lessons that have been learned and the purpose of those lessons, and coming into connection and devoting that energy toward ourselves, right? And those connections, more meaningful, deeper connections here, and really going within. Finding that spark of curiosity. It's like someone who looks into those things that are draining those resources, gaining knowledge and wisdom here. You may be seeking knowledge, right? It's finding the sweetness in life. It's getting to the root of things. This is also physical health. Whatever this relationship was, may have drained the physical health. It may have drained even the finances. It may have left you confused and kind of sapped in the brain, right? Drawing on those mental forces. And then we have the mirror. It's being self-aware, seeing clearly, facing issues. There's a big self-assessment and self-improvement here. It's seeing where things are emotionally connected. It's understanding that we are empathic, and it's not for us to own every single thing, right? It's being heart-centered. It's looking in the mirror and seeing the master of the emotions within, right? It's mastering those waters within, and it is bringing deeper connections, long-lasting connections. That could be love, it could be partnerships. That was the card that kind of caught my eye there. Number 11, unconditional love. It's, life, mission, harmony, divine love, twin flames, peace, unions. I help the fourth chakra and raise your frequency to that of divine union with your beloved other. Gemini energy also. The other one that was sitting there was Jeremiah, angel of symbols and dreams, life lessons, emotional connections, vision, claircognizance, speaking through signs. When you feel stuck and need guidance, ask me for dreams to give you clarity of what course of action to take. And it does require a sort of surrendering, right? It is surrendering those expectations. It is surrendering what we think or thought things would or should look like or feel like. When we come to that place of surrender and saying, you know what? I let it go. I'm open. I am open. That's when the answers really start to come in. Even if we speak that to our angels and guides as we fall asleep, a lot of times at night, if I'm feeling tired, if I'm feeling drained, if I've had a busy day, if, it's like being tired. This may even be someone who helped family, right? Like you may have been a caretaker. A lot of times when my brain is just too heavy, I will surrender that heaviness, right? And just ask, what 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 do I need to know? Like I'm ready for anything, right? It's that not being afraid to go where others are afraid to go type of thing. So let me see here. I don't know if this is going to work, but we will see. I wanted to make this a little bit clearer for you guys to see. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can bring it in. No, it's not going to let me. I thought I could make those cards a little bit clearer here. But if you guys will just forgive me, my vision's horrible. So even setting up the camera, it's going to be a little off until I get my new lenses, because I couldn't tell you if that is just me that's blurry or if it is really just blurry. So we're going to go with what it is. this sapping, the resources, needed materials, flow, wealth, essence of life. It's like, yeah, going in, seeing that abundance within, and coming out knowing that you know all you need to know about the situation. You have all the resources you needed. So, whoever or whatever situation this is that's being let go, I feel it's really going to free you to allow those resources and that abundance to come in, right? We don't realize sometimes when we're around those who kind of drain us and bring us down. If you think about it, if your mind is tired and your body is tired and you're just emotionally exhausted and weary, right? Then you're not at your best potential. Your mind's not open, your heart's not as open to see the abundance that is actually still there. It reminds me of like a deep loss, you know, um, where either the sorrow or the grief feels as though it drowns out the abundance, the connections, the love, the compassion. But I feel like that is being cleared. I really feel like that is being cleared up, and it's going to bring about a whole new self-awareness. I don't want to take all of these cards, but yeah, it's going to help you move forward. This is going to bring progress. It absolutely is. If you can see, it's like he's just getting up out of this and looking out at the horizon, right? He is ready for the adventure. So what may have begun as an idea is now evolving into actual results. So stay focused on future growth. Yeah, this is really going to free up the energy. I know a lot of people who have been letting go of those relationships, and they're long-standing relationships. They're not, we can call them surface level, I guess. They're at the end, but these are relationships with people that have been around for a long time. I feel people where we have really developed a deep emotional attachment to them. And it's like the angels don't want us to feel like we've done something wrong, right? It's not wrong to have formed those emotional attachments. It's that this experience has played out, right? The lesson of it has played out. And those endings, especially when they're long term, right? Especially when we've been dedicated, when we've been loyal, um, they teach us, we gain wisdom from those. And they can hurt. It doesn't negate the pain, it doesn't negate the grief of having to let go. But it's giving ourselves time, it's bringing in that compassion for ourselves. That self-forgiveness. Yeah. So it's opening up the potential for new relationships. It's the Two of Cups for those who, will give instead of just continuously take, right? those relationships that will reflect our true inner value. And that is why it is so important. They're really wanting us to stay positive during this time and to really acknowledge the abundance that is within us now, right? Because the relationships that are coming in are going to reflect that inner abundance. It is awakening to higher connections, healing connections. There may have been whatever this relationship was, it was really interfering with those divine partnerships. It really was. This is really just confirming to me this Seven of Swords. You know, what I was speaking about, how these relationships hold us back from being able to even see the abundance that we hold within, the true connections that are there. You know, when you've got someone who's constantly draining your energy, it's like not having time or energy to, or feeling you even have the strength to connect with those who do see your value, who do reflect your value. So it's really cutting ties with those manipulative energies, right? The sleight of hand, those that, you know, say one thing, do the other type of energy. I get a very like two-faced, letting go of those that are not reflecting our true value. And they're long-term. I feel like they're long-term relationships, long-term habits, and experiences. Yeah, this is, here, I'm going to do this. Yeah, it really did sap the resources. It really did. I'm going to move these so I can lay this other one down. It's putting an end. It's putting an end to those manipulations, the lies, the deceit. Absolutely. Mm. Could have been someone withholding information also, but I feel like that is going to open up. Yeah, these are disagreements, argues. This is really toxic energy. So there may have been some combative energy in this. There may have been some disagreements. It may have been walking away from a disagreement, from an argument with someone who was just possibly combative, not seeing eye to eye. It may have left you feeling like you were a bit crazy if you were imagining things, but I feel like the discovery, right? Letting go of that, bearing that, you know, whatever was said, it's like spirit saying, don't doubt yourself, right? Don't doubt your decision. Don't doubt your choices. This is bringing in those partnerships. This could be family or friends that were as close as family. For real. With the Ten of Pentacles, this could even be arguments and disputes over things like inheritances or money or resources, and realizing the manipulation that had gone on in the past, and finally just ending it, you know, the lies, the ugliness. Yeah. Opening oneself up to curiosity. That's Five of Swords, Five of Wands. Sorry about that, but still, that's winning at all costs. It's almost like someone who just did not care, right? They didn't care who it hurt. They didn't care what anybody thought. It is bringing that ending no matter what, releasing oneself, forgiving oneself, letting go of the arguments and the disputes, knowing the abundance and the connection that you have to the divine that you've always had. Because it's like the divine sees you as that childlike, to see you yourself as that childlike energy in your purity, in your innocence, right? To bring back that nature, to release whatever conflicts there were over the lies and the deceits and the manipulation, the going behind the back, doing things in the dark. If there were going to be any challenges on this board, they're on there now. They're absolutely on there now. And I feel like this is really going to open up the door for us, all of us, because I know there is one more. It's like someone who, that melancholy, it's like really, it's being so stuck in grief that we don't see the success that is coming forward, and it's coming forward very quickly. And I feel like that's what this is about: setting those intentions, releasing that pain, releasing the lies and the deceit and the betrayal and the manipulation, and those that just did what they did despite the cost, because we have angels here that are bringing in that responsibility. We all are held responsible and accountable for the choices that we make, whether we like to admit it or not. And it's like not owning someone else's responsibility in this, to really just bring in that reflection, that inner reflection within yourself. I feel like if this was relationships that were long, right? Those long standing relationships where there were deep emotional ties, that it's like spirit saying it went on long enough. How many times did you offer grace? How many times did you offer forgiveness? How many times did you look past the red flags and give the benefit of the doubt? How many times? Don't judge yourself for having to put your foot down and say enough is enough. Today is the day this ends, and walking away, because this is almost being so wrapped up in it that it's like, I don't even care. I don't even care how people view me. I don't even care what people are going to say, and just quickly moving forward. But it can also be someone who's so wrapped up in it that they're not caring enough to take that reflection in and see that they are abundant, to see that this relationship has helped you master yourself to a degree that now it is time to bring in that expansion. And it will bring in new love, new connections. It absolutely will. Absolutely will. This is going to bring success, and not just for yourself, but in your relationships, in your community, right? It's going to open your eyes to a brand new community, one where there is emotional fulfillment. Oops. We have the Queen of Swords here. She's mentally sharp. She speaks the truth. Her words are filled with wisdom. It says here, Nine of Pentacles, you've built a life of comfort, beauty, and security. Savor your achievements. This is Spirit coming in and saying this is someone who has had to be wise, who has had to use that discernment, who has had to say things that possibly others really did not want to hear. And for someone who is so wise, right, who is so connected, who is so respected in this community or in this family, that is independent, that doesn't require the approval of everyone else in order to survive. It's really not judging yourself and not allowing anyone else to place the blame on you. There is victory. This is the Chariot. It may have felt like things were out of control. It may have felt like you had lost direction there for a minute. But I feel like this is that direction coming back together. There may have been a time, we talk about the white wolf and the black wolf within, right? That light and that dark within. It may have had those forces within us battling one another over which direction we should go, what choices we should make, how we should do this. But I feel like this is bringing in success. It's like Spirit coming forward and saying, as impossible as it feels to get over, as impossible as it feels to get past, we are here bringing in those miracles, and it is going to bring victory with this Chariot. You may feel a surge of energy after this clearing. This is someone with a very strong will. This is using your willpower, but it's like Spirit coming in and saying, we see your free will, right? And it's not something you can force yourself through. It's not something that you can just will yourself through. This is allowing yourself the time and the space and the care and the nurturing to reflect on the goodness that it was within you, the goodness that you have brought to this life, the goodness that you probably brought to this relationship, and really finding that place of forgiveness in yourself for whatever harsh words may have been spoken, whatever ending had to come about, because it really is bringing in great success. It really, really, really is. I feel that very strongly. So I'm thinking for our intentions, right? It looks like they're really wanting us to write down our intentions, to be clear on those intentions. What type of relationships, are we looking for? Can we see ourselves standing in the sun with that family, with those friends, with those partnerships in that community, right? Can we envision ourselves? What do we want that life to look like? What cups do we want to bring into that 10 of Cups moment? To really envision that, to use our discernment, to use our wisdom, to cut those ties, to cut those cords, to release those judgments, to free ourselves to be the sovereign soul that we were intended to be. Let's see if we can get anything from the Declare and Decree deck. You can write these down on a piece of paper, light a candle, burn them, release them, let them go. And I always say, remember, if there is any sort of emotional release that wants to come through, allow it to come through. Don't hold it back, right? I'm one who has sat out on my back porch and screamed above the moon, right? Just to let it out. Everything all at once. So don't judge yourself in the way that that release looks or feels. Just know that it is really freeing you to see the emotional mastery that you've had, the wisdom that you've gained, and the true connections around you, because it is really going to draw in those higher vibrational connections. I don't want to take a stack of them, so I may just pull from the deck here, which I think, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take the top. So all works of iniquity done against myself and my loved ones is now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. I don't know how well you can see the writing on this card. Let's see. Maybe you can screenshot that. It says, all works of iniquity done against myself and my loved ones is now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. And we're going to take the one at the bottom of the deck. It says, all people, places, and things that do not serve my highest good is now cleared from my energy and spirit and in flesh. And that is that solar plexus. This is really going to bring in that confidence. It's really going to clear away any doubts that you may have had about yourself, about your mastery level, your purpose, and the direction that you're going in. So again, it is all people, places, and things that do not serve my highest good is now cleared from my energy in spirit and in flesh. And at the middle of the deck, all blockages and memories of who I am are now destroyed in spirit and in flesh. Yeah, like I said, that is really going to free you up to remember who you are, how worthy you are, how valuable you are, how talented, how skilled, how gifted you are, how loving and compassionate and giving and generous that you are. Don't doubt those qualities in yourself. This is really going to clear away any of that doubt. So we really have the sacral, the solar plexus, the crown here on the board. The root, I would say, even. I mean, heck, you could say third eye, almost every chakra. It's almost having, like having an activation of the chakras, right? It's activating them to move. It's activating them to turn. They turn and spin like a wheel, right? So it's like whatever this relationship was, whether it was with a person, a place, a thing, a substance, an addiction, an obsession, whatever it was, right? When we get into those energies, it's thick, it's heavy, and it's like those chakras just don't want to spin the way that they spin naturally, right? When we don't have all of those negative attachments, it's like this clearing, this release, right, is greasing the wheel, so to speak. It's really getting all of the cobwebs out, cleaning out all those cogs, and allowing that wheel and each one of our centers to spin freely. Yeah. And right behind that, all external blockages created by myself or others are now cleared from my energy and spirit and flesh. So I feel like writing these down, just releasing them. I feel like whoever this is, you probably feel like you've already been down a rabbit hole. This may feel like stepping out into the sun, right? Being clear on those releases and then writing down some intentions, right? What are those intentions that we have for ourselves, for our future, right? Seeing things clearly, speaking clearly, any request, right? If it's resources that we need, seeing ourselves with those resources, envisioning that, calling that in. If it is, deeper relationships, more loving relationships, knowing that we're calling that in, writing those intentions down, knowing that we are fertile, we have the ability and the power to bring in what feels, seems, or sounds impossible. So we have, I send healing love to my past, present, and future selves, unifying all aspects of my soul in sacred harmony and divine luck. The universe delights in blessing me with extraordinary luck and golden opportunities. Yeah, this is absolutely going to open the door to abundance. And at the bottom of the deck, we have purification. I call upon my divine energy to purify me, restoring me to my highest vibrational state. That's a really good intention for this time, actually. Let's see what comes out at the middle of the deck. Source energy. There's your miracle energy. I, the boundless source of all creation, flow through you as a river of light, raising your vibration to the frequency of divine oneness. This is Source answering your prayer. This is Source bringing in those intentions, clearing out that energy, and realigning you, recalibrating you, reactivating you to that higher path. Absolutely. So I want to thank you all for being here with me. Um, for those who resonate with this message, please do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm pick me up. I appreciate each and every one of you. And for now, I am going to return your energy back to you as I receive my, back to you pure and whole, as I receive my energy in return pure and whole, so that only love remains. And peace.